Hi, welcome to another episode of Makilala. Today, me and my co-hosts, Jen and Rachelle, are kind of bitten by the political bug. We wanted to get into the mindset of the political parties, and what better way to look at them than from the point of view of our guests. With us today is Jason Tengco, Senior Advisor of the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you for having me.
Also joining us is Council Member Peter Mendonez, Jr., a young Republican from West Windsor, New Jersey. Hi, Peter.
Great to be here.
As young loyal party members, Jason and Peter are actually in the best position to glean where their parties are headed. Also joining us at the table is our guest co-host, Carol Tanjutco. Carol is a lawyer, a financial advisor, and a registered independent. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. My question for both of you gentlemen, why did you choose to align yourself with your respective political parties? Is there something in the way you were raised by your families, or are there other factors? Jason, let's start with you.
Sure. Well, first off, thank you all for having me. I just wanted to remind folks that I'm here in my personal capacity today, so my views don't represent those of the White House and the administration. But with that, when I think about why I'm a Democrat, what I think it really comes down to are values. I think about my own individual values, my values as a Filipino American, and also my values as someone who identifies as gay. Individually, I really believe in equal opportunity, protecting civil rights, making sure that everyone has a fair shot and opportunity. What does that mean exactly? It means that anyone, regardless of whether they're rich, whether they're poor, can afford quality education. They can also afford and are able to access quality health care. If you're an immigrant, you're able to stay in the country and succeed with the paperwork that you need. Those are sort of the things that I really embody as an individual.
Okay.
As a Filipino American,
okay, great.
I really embody balikbayan, or not balikbayan, bayanihan. Not balikbayan, bayanihan.
Those are two different concepts.
But also giving back, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Giving back, but also bayanihan, the fact that we should care about our fellow countrymen. If we've made it, we don't just say, all right, that's fine, I'm good. You figure it out yourself. You reach back, but you also care about others, and those are the values that I embody.
Okay, let's hear from Peter.
Well, I'm often accused of being a rhino. For those who don't know,
Rhino?
Republican in name only. I'm very much moderate, socially conservative, socially liberal, fiscally conservative. But the Republican Party, especially in New Jersey, really found me. They're looking more for diversity, specifically representation for millennials and for Asian Americans. So they found me and actually called me to run for their party.
They found you in school?
They found me through the community. All politics is local, so it really started off just volunteering. And, you just find out those who are in charge of those types of organizations, whether it's in church or CYO, they're also involved in local politics.
Okay.
What Jason pointed out earlier, all the values, those are my values too. But I'm more of a Republican, and you're saying like you're Republican, but what specific Republican values are you representing?
Well, like I said, I'm very fiscally conservative. Earlier before the show, we were talking about the Second Amendment. I definitely believe in our right to bear arms. I do it as a sport.
Really?
It's exhilarating. It's better than better than racing a car. Most definitely.
So those are the values. See, the right to bear arms
so
is one of them.
The stuff that Jason pointed out, I believe in that. Like you have to help other people. I mean, civil rights. I mean, Republicans believe that.
Of course.
The gay, I think some of them are not really, whatever. But I believe that they should have, you should have rights the same as anyone. So now I'm kind of bored.
No, I think they're saying that they have the same values, they believe in the same values, but they have different ways of executing those values, right?
Yeah, I mean, give me an example. Like, do you want to talk about immigration, civil rights? Because I don't always think
healthcare.
Healthcare, for example.
Right.
So I don't always think Republicans are on the right side. If I value equal opportunity, that means that everyone should have access to quality health care. Republicans don't. That's why they continue to try and repeal the Affordable Care Act. I mean, the ACA, for the first time in a long time, gave 32 million people the ability to access healthcare, whereas before they weren't. And Republicans say that they want to start all over. You know, those 32 million people need to find out themselves how to get healthcare.
Okay, Peter has to answer that.
Well,
is that true?
I agree that, well, I can't speak for those in Congress.
Okay.
You know, all politics is local. In terms of my community and, you know, the people of West Windsor, I want everyone to have healthcare and education. That's very important to me. The way it's executed is a different story. So.
I think agree, because with healthcare, I mean, everybody knows I had such a big problem with healthcare. We used to have great healthcare, and then we pay for our own insurance. When Obamacare or Affordable Care Act came out, our insurance doubled, and my benefits shrunk. So I guess in giving healthcare to everybody, and I don't make a lot of money. I mean, we have our own business. So we're kind of small business, but then even because it's only a husband and wife kind of business, which didn't end up, which were not categorized as small business now. So now, on top of the changes of Obamacare, we don't qualify for small business. So now our healthcare premium went up. So I guess you all want everybody to have healthcare, but who pays for that? For the services. I think that's maybe that's the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans.
Well, I think the ACA really has two-pronged effect. First of all, those who are already on Medicaid are not affected at all, so we don't have to worry about that. They will continue to get to Medicaid. Now, who's really affected are those in between, the so-called middle class, and that's a huge number right there, because not all middle class, if you're in the $55,000 a year and below, yeah, you might get the benefit of the ACA, but if you're above the $55,000 level, you're 80, 100 plus, I think you're in trouble, because you will know that the calculation then and now, like you said, we experienced that too. Unless you have a company who's willing to pay, and you are in a company plan, then you're fine.
But I think, to your point earlier, the ways in which we mitigate the higher costs is by making sure that young people enroll in healthcare. Young people that are healthier, that don't require as much, going to the doctor and everything. Those individuals, making sure that they have healthcare, can offset the costs of, folks who do need, a lot more in terms of health needs and everything. And also, the Affordable Care Act gave young people the opportunity to stay on their parents' health insurance plan until they're 26. So that really reduced the amount of people, having to use the ER, lowering those costs by ensuring that people have health care.
It costs parents additional $400 per person who's over 25.
But would you rather have your child who just graduated from college not have health insurance if they got into an accident?
They
wouldn't have had another option if it weren't for the Affordable Care Act.
Again, I think the theory is good. Everyone deserves health care, but the execution is important. Even just being able to log in the first few days, it was poorly executed. But again, I think the theory is.
So since you're in the policy making, you're involved somehow, right, with the policy making. Is there anything new that anything that they should change that they see right now after a year of the ACA?
Yeah, I think after the first enrollment session, we definitely learned a lot. What we are trying to do is do a lot better in terms of in-language engagement. The API community in particular, 1 in 3 are limited English proficient. So think of all the people who don't speak English very well. I know Filipinos are a little different. We're bilingual, we tend to be. But when you look at other ethnicities that aren't able to speak well, when you call the hotline, we want to make sure that those people are able to talk to folks on the other side of the phone that can answer their questions in language. So that's one of the things that we've done.
So are you saying that enrollment in ACA from the Asian community is a little low?
I don't know about low because it's estimated to have served at least a couple 100,000. So I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know a lot of people who have enrolled, and for the folks who have enrolled, they are happy. They are happy because they do have health insurance. And I think of my own friend. One of my best friends, Cal Low. He had cancer after college. And after the ACA was passed, you all know that if you had a pre-existing condition, you could be dropped from your health insurance, cancer being one of those.
I like that provision in the ACA.
And he was able to get health insurance from the ACA, and he was able to basically get the treatment that he needed, and that was because of the ACA.
I think Carol's trying to see is is there going to be any new provisions that will help, like
a more substantive.
That will help people like in Jen's situation.
Small businesses,
those people in the middle class.
Because Exactly what,
actually
to your point, the example that you gave, that's what I'm saying. Certain people on a certain threshold of income, and I was just talking to one of them last night. He was very thankful about the ACA because now he can leave Medicaid and go to ACA. And he told me he doesn't have to line up anymore trying to get this Medicaid, this welfare benefit, since he's making a little bit of money. So he went to the ACA instead, and that's good. But after that certain threshold, it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So is there anything in the pipeline that might involve, new policies, implementing regulations? Sometimes it's more on the implementation, like to your point.
No, I can just say that, the administration has been doing everything we can to make sure that it's robust in terms of enrollment, making sure that small business owners who have workers that want to enroll are able to, whether that's, folks who were previously uninsured. So I would just say I don't know about, different new regulations or everything like that.
I think the ACA is a kind of law that is still evolving, I think.
Yeah.
It's constantly redefining itself. But let me go, Peter, to the recent midterm elections, where I think the GOP made a lot of gains that allowed them to take control of Congress. And they're saying that it's because of the Asian vote. Do you agree with that?
Well, that's interesting. I didn't hear that. I know the conservatives. I know the conservatives definitely came out for the midterm election. There was a lot of rallying. It's really just getting out, getting out the vote. And in the past midterm election, the conservatives.
So it's not entirely the Asian vote. We are sort of breastfeeding ourselves, saying that we determine the.
I would hope so. That would be very promising, because I know historically we as Asians didn't always come out to vote. Sometimes we're
didn't always come out.
We're always more more local politics or local community, but
not very national type.
No, maybe
not
Jason,
yet. Hopefully, we'll be able to push that.
Yeah, that's right.
Push
So, guys, is there such a thing as an Asian vote? Jason?
Yeah, no, there definitely is. I mean, compared to midterm elections, there's a lot higher turnout with Asian Americans, minorities, women, young people in presidential elections. So if you look back in 2004, 56% of the Asian American vote went to John Kerry compared to Bush. In 2008, that number grew. 62% favored Obama compared to Senator McCain. And then in 2012, that number grew even more. So 73% supported Obama over, over Mitt Romney. So you can see that in terms of presidential elections, Asian Americans are coming out for Democrats, and I think a large part of it is because they're seeing that Democratic policies are helping Asian Americans.
So are you happy now?
No, not yet. How do Filipino Americans fare?
That's a good question. I mean, I know in Jersey City they turned out, they were 8% representative of Jersey City, and I know that helped out, Councilman Rolando Lavarro.
Yeah,
definitely rallied with a good voice. From my standpoint, I have a small Filipino population, barely 1%, but we have about 33% Asians in my town, with the first Taiwanese mayor, and a good Indian population as well. So it's difficult at times to get them out to vote for local elections, but when there's a lot of media around it, when there's a lot of attention around a big name, it usually gets everybody out to vote.
So is this, are you looking at this position, or are you looking to aspire for a higher position after this office?
Well, that's a great question. Actually, today I want to announce, first time publicly amongst friends.
Really? You have an announcement to make?
I do have a great announcement this year. So just a little background, a little history. So there was one by the name of Bonnie Watson Coleman. She just got elected for Congress in my district in New Jersey. She's the first African-American woman to be elected, which left open a vacancy in the Assembly, which is the state legislature in New Jersey, my district. So today I'm announcing that I would love to run for her position in District 15.
Wow. That's fantastic. Wow. That's huge.
We can essentially make history with the first Filipino-American New Jersey state legislator.
Oh, you hear it right here, Makilala, guys.
Oh
my God.
And when is that going to happen?
In November 3rd this year.
Oh.
So yeah, we actually
exclusive.
We just I just launched my website. It's called We Still Have a Dream. So we still have a dream.com. It's kind of a play on two things. One, definitely the American dream, and two, Martin Luther King's speech, I Have a Dream.
That's right.
So it's about integrity, ingenuity, So the American dream, as well as integration and diversity. Bringing that together, and hopefully I represent that for the state of New Jersey.
So it all basically started from a silver platter that it was offered to you, and now you're really going further with it.
So you really took advantage of like that opportunity that people really believed in you.
I wouldn't call it a silver platter.
They didn't see anything in him, I think.
He didn't get it yet.
To be handpicked by the Republicans, that you're the one.
There's definitely a call for
going to run.
You're right. There's definitely a call for diversity in the Republican Party in the state of New Jersey. So I agree with you on that.
So you mentioned American Dream. I have family who were deported 10 years ago this year. My parents and my 3 brothers, after being in this country for 20 years. And immigration has been an issue since I can remember. But nothing seems to, nothing's going on except for the executive action. So being that you two are in like high position, like what's your take on what do you think is going to happen to the immigration crisis?
Well, something did try and go on, and that was in the Senate in 2013 when they, in a bipartisan fashion, passed Senate Bill 744, which is the Comprehensive Immigration Reform Bill, right? So various Democratic, Republican senators in 2013 passed that bill, and that was the first time in almost 2 decades that they've come close to passing comprehensive immigration reform. What did the Republicans do in the House? Nothing. They chose not to take it up. So we came so close. We came so close to comprehensive immigration reform, and because of that, the president had to announce those executive actions, giving undocumented youth the opportunity to stay in the country, to work legally. And he also is now giving parents of U.S. citizens and permanent residents parents that are undocumented also the chance to be able to apply for deferred action for parental accountability. So those are the actions that he took. I'm so proud of this president and the administration for actually taking a stance. For Republicans, I can't say the same.
What's the Republican view?
Why is your party that way?
Oh my gosh, way to put him on the spot.
That's a good question.
Let's hear the Republican view.
Well, no, we're going to change. We're going to change that view. Because well, one, we need to get everybody out to vote first. Power to the people, and then we get the right people into office. And I agree with Jason and also that Senate bill. And in terms of deportation, if you're adding value to the country in a positive fashion, you should stay in this country because that's what we're about. We're built on second chances, and hard work and dedication. So I think there should be a reward for that, and citizenship sounds like a great one.
Let's talk a little bit about the Tea Party. Are there Filipinos in the Tea Party?
There are.
You're not one of them.
There are definitely, Filipinos sometimes align their political views with church, being very conservative from that perspective. And as you see, for instance, like the Roman Catholic Church with Pope Francis being a little bit more moderate in terms of what he's saying, for atheists and gays and divorcees, hopefully you'll see, a shift or maybe a different alignment, between religious views and political views. But there's definitely a conservative, Tea Party faction within Filipinos and Asians and, the country in general.
Well, I actually wanted to ask a question to Jason. So I know you have actually a really unique position in the White House where you get to actually travel around the country talking to young Philams, young Asian Americans about issues relating to the White House. So have you seen like a trend since you started from the White House of the Filipino community coming together? Do you think there's some form of being more united, or do you think there's a lot more work to do?
I think there's a lot of effort for young people like us to want to be a lot more united. Whenever I speak, and it's definitely a blessing to be able to travel and sort of share my story and the work that the administration and White House are doing. But I think with Filipino youth, they really they want an outlet. And I think a lot of folks are interested in community organizing, making change at the local, state, federal level, whatever it is. I always try to encourage them to pursue public service because we need a lot more Filipino Americans in government to be able to make decisions that benefit the community. But I think the trend is that I've been seeing with a lot of youth are that they also need a lot of mentorship. Because they have a lot of energy, but they also need sort of mentorship, guidance, and also an outlet to be able to make change.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to end this conversation, but we have a terrific guest coming up. He is an NYU student of neuroscience and a magician. I don't see any connection between the two, but let's welcome Matthew Arango, who will dazzle us with one of his card tricks.
All right.
Come on up, Matthew, join us here.
Thank you for having me. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick card trick for you guys.
Okay,
so
sure.
Before I start, I'm just going to have you hold this envelope.
Okay.
It has directions on it. Do not open. It's going to ruin everything. All right, so guard that with your life until later. Okay?
Okay.
So just don't open it.
No
I'm not going to
pressure.
touch it. We haven't talked about this, right? You don't know what's in there?
No.
Okay, good. So I'm going to have you you're just going to touch any card that you want.
Touch any card.
Yeah,
There's
just
a lot of
touch any
touching
card.
here.
Just touch with your one
This
finger.
one, okay.
This one? That one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to remember that card. So you're going to
How
take
can
it.
I remember?
You're gonna,
Wait.
Should
you're
I?
going to take it and you're going to show it.
Okay.
You can show it to everybody.
Show it.
I
Okay,
can
so I'm
show
not
it
going to look.
everybody.
Don't
I'm not
look
going to show it to the camera.
Show the camera.
Don't look at the camera.
We show it to
Wait, me too.
My favorite number.
The camera too. Guys, check that out.
We good?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to take it and you're going to put it anywhere inside.
Okay.
Good. Okay, so if I got that card to come to the top, would you be surprised?
I would be surprised.
Ready? So we're just going to go. That's how fast it was. Really quick. So I'm not going to look. Is this your card?
No.
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 Matthew.
Oh no, we didn't ask him for qualifications.
That is not a card. Is that part of the?
Is that part of the trick?
Part of the trick?
Maybe. This is kind of a. Let me see. Let me just
Okay.
visualize.
It looks like more than 52 cards. Is it supposed to be a deck?
I'm sure there is an explanation for this.
There might be. Okay. I see what's going on. Okay.
Get it?
You picked the one card, Cristina. The one card.
This is all part of the show.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't your luck. Let's try this.
Okay.
Maybe the red. Maybe
Okay.
the red is good.
Probably.
Okay. So
Try
you're
Jan's.
gonna
What
touch.
do you want me to pick?
Just touch. You're gonna touch one card.
Just touch.
Just touch.
I think it's because I did not touch it.
Touch it?
Yeah. Touch
touched it
any
too
one
much.
card.
Oh, touch one
Like
card.
with your finger.
Oh, touch.
That one.
Oh.
Okay.
there you
So remember that card. Okay. This is your
Yeah.
card. Show it to everybody.
Oh.
Show it to
Whoa.
everybody.
I
Whoa,
see
whoa,
what's
whoa, whoa.
happening
Show it to
here.
everybody. Show it to everybody. Show it to everybody.
Okay,
I didn't
guys.
see it. I didn't see it.
Okay.
I've never
Good?
seen that card before.
Okay.
You've never seen that card before. Okay, so we're just gonna put it anywhere you want. Was that a different card? Was that the same?
Should we tell you?
I'm just gonna make it.
I don't
come.
know. We'll take. Yeah, that's
Is that
the
your
one.
card?
That's the
Is that
same
your
card I had.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the same one.
How did
Okay,
you
so
do
you're gonna. So this is your job. Okay, so you're gonna hold your hands out like this. Okay, now I'm gonna take the card. Just hold it like this. Make sure I don't touch that card. Okay.
Okay,
So
sure.
hold it really close. Just keep that card right there. Now inside here I have a prediction. Now can you just open that up real quick?
Is there a
Just
way
halfway
you want
through.
me to?
No, that's fine.
This is how I open letters, guys. Okay.
No paper cut.
Good. Okay, so in here, there's just one little slip of paper, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing in my hands, nothing up my sleeve. Suspicious.
I am.
You open letters really strangely.
No, I open it and then I do this.
Slip it. Okay, so I have one prediction here. In here, I have your card. Right? This is your card?
No.
Right?
Close.
This is your card.
No.
No?
Really?
Oh wait,
what was
should
your-
I open this one?
What
now?
was your card? No, wait, what was your card?
It's probably
It was the
bad.
black 7.
The black one.
Wait, I can just burn the hearts, right?
Yeah,
Heart-
yeah,
they
yeah.
kinda look like
Let's try
technically.
that.
To make
That's
it.
how it works, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Is that-
God.
Wait, hold on. But where's the heart? If I have this card, what's that card?
Should I open it now?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Happy
Gotcha.
Valentine, everyone!
All right.
Okay.
How did you do that?
They don't reveal
Can't
the
tell.
secrets.
Never reveal the
Magic.
secrets.
Oh my gosh.
So that was intentional, the one that where I seem to have made a mistake. That was
I can't
intentional.
reveal that either.
Oh my
Because I
god.
felt so bad.
I was like, oh
The
no.
color scheme
It's
worked
not going-
perfectly with the red and the black.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's
Wow.
I have the red, you know.
Oh my God! Let's
Wow.
big round of applause for Matthew. Matthew, how long have you been doing magic?
I started when I was in 4th grade. It's kind of just been a hobby, you know, as like as a side for
Have
professional
you
things.
performed professionally?
I've done like college shows, like intercollegiate shows, but never
He
gotten.
won Mr. Philippines this year.
Oh, wow.
We had Jerome from last year who did the violin. This year we
that's
have
a connection.
Yeah.
So he probably won Mr. Philippines because of his good looks. Or is it because of his talent?
and because he's a neuroscientist.
No scientists.
Oh my
It's just been a side hobby of mine.
Oh,
That's amazing.
That's a cool hobby.
Thank you.
That's right.
So since you were 4 you said?
Fourth grade.
Wow.
How did you discover that? There's magic in your DNA.
One time my parents took me to Vegas, and that was
That's
that.
how
It's too bad I didn't pick up gambling, but
So is your neuroscience course going to change this, take it to a different level?
it could be. There's actually a lot of correlation with it, just about like attention and how you distract people and how you change their perception of things. It's really
Really?
cool.
I was not distracted,
Can we
really.
put like magic sprinkles for the politics?
You know what they say, magicians cannot predict the Powerball numbers.
Yeah, that's
There's
what
one coming up tonight, right?
380 million.
I would have done it already.
Oh,
so-
really?
Yeah, that's right. Well, thanks so much, Matthew,
Thank you for
and
having
thanks
me.
for being at Makilala.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Thanks so much for not making us disappear. That would have been a cool way to end the show. Before we totally close, we'd like to hear some parting words from our guests. Jason?
Sure. Thank you again for having me. I would just say, regardless of whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, I think we need more Filipino Americans in public service. We need more Filipino Americans running for office. And I think that's really, and we also need to vote. That's a critical message.
yeah.
And that's the way in which we're going to make sure that our community
I couldn't agree
succeeds.
more. Peter?
I just want to thank you for having me. It's great to meet Jason as well. Final words, there will be a new brand of the Republican Party, and it all starts here. It's going to be more about diversity and all inclusion.
Thank you so much. And we'd like to thank our guest, Jason Tengco of the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders.
Good.
And Council Member Peter Mendonez of West Windsor, New Jersey. And of course, Carol Tanjutco, a friend of Makilala, for a very interesting discussion. Don't forget to join us for another exciting episode of Makilala next month on QPTV. Bye.